No.
Oh. Condo Grayskull, episode 40.
Episode 40.
Episode 40.
Yay. So,
Is
to
it
celebrate, we all got 40s.
Yeah, let me... Hold
Yeah.
on.
Mikey made it official.
Yeah, 40.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
40
How long has
of
it been
these.
since we
Salud.
40.
It's been about
Okay.
40 weeks.
We're just going to do this now.
All right. Well, October 7th, 2014, Mike Davis, Mike Carl, Joe Friedrich.
40 chugging contest.
And that was Colin Zeman.
Shit.
Hey, now, wait a minute. I should know this because I have 2 kids of my own, but isn't 40 weeks the normal gestation period for a baby?
Yeah. That's
So
that's true.
one of us, had we gotten pregnant, and provided one of us was a lady at the start of this, we'd have a baby right now. We'd have a gray skull baby.
That's great.
I kind of did that.
You did? Well,
during
you know
this
what?
process, I did have a
Touche,
child,
Michael. Touche. You did do that.
but just
You banged too early.
yeah, exactly. I blew.
You blew it early.
I came early.
That happens. Happens to the
boy.
best of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best
Well,
of us.
I thought about it, and I was like, if you're going to get 40s, we might as well talk about a few things that has to do with 40.
Absolutely. Sounds good to me.
Like, when was the last time you guys had a 40? Besides 20 seconds ago.
Probably in college.
Okay.
Well,
Jeez.
okay, well,
That was
you know what?
20 years
Okay,
ago.
maybe.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't even bringing. You remember when we used to do the guys' nights at your old apartment complex, or our old
Barely.
apartment complex? And John always brought 40s.
That's right.
He
did.
brought like 2 of them, but
King
I
Cobra?
never drank any
Yeah.
of those. They were always his.
Yeah.
And I always
That
looked.
was last time
you saw a
That was
40.
the last time I saw one.
This one time I went into a liquor store and I saw someone buy a 40. It was great. That's basically what you just said.
Well,
so
so I go in and I just
I watched a rapper video
I'd forgotten.
and they were
Yeah.
drinking 40s.
I'd forgotten how big these bottles actually are. And so I go into the liquor store on my way over here, and it took me 2 trips. I was telling you earlier, from the cold case. Like, I went over to grab them. I was like, I'll just grab 4. And I'm grabbing 1 and then 2, and both arms are full. And so I walk up to the front, and I drop them off at the counter, and the guy starts ringing me up. I was like, no, I got 2 more. And there's an old guy sitting he's got a box of donuts on his lap and some other books, and he's sitting in a wheelchair.
jaw
This
just
old
drops.
guy, and
He's
he's
like,
just looking at me as I go back for a second trip.
Yeah, and he tried to
And-
follow you on his rascal.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
I want
well,
to go
he
to
was-
that party.
I want to go there. That
Literally-
guy's going.
He was literally in a wheelchair. It wasn't one of those motorized things.
Oh.
He's just sitting there. I was like, I hope I didn't cut in line. He's like, nope,
Oh.
nope, I'm fine. I'm in a
So-
wheelchair. Not much I can do except.
So he's already
And
finished
then you
his
said
40.
that, thanks, Wheels.
I
Is
immediately.
that what you said?
Yeah.
So he's already had a couple 40s for the day. So he's just living
I'm
in
sure.
your memory.
But yeah, I think college was probably the last time I had a 40.
Yeah. Well, you know what? My last experience was one of my old managers, one of my old employees, Chris, came over to hang out, play video games, and drink. And what he does is he brings 40 of High Life, I guess,
Okay,
and then
sure.
a case of beer. And the whole rule is drink a 40 before you drink more beer.
God.
And I was like, this is confusing because,
Seems good.
well, it wasn't because first off, High Life is kind of gross to me. It's just not my beer.
I've never enjoyed
But that's
it.
the champagne of beers.
Well, I don't like champagne then.
Maybe.
Any version. So, yeah, when you get to the end, it tastes like spit.
Well, it's all warm, and half of it is backwash at that point.
You got to
so-
drink it like within a decent amount of time.
Well,
Is
sure.
one of the tricks. Yeah.
And I get that, but I was like, but there's all this other beer I have to drink. So what am I racing towards?
Your race, you gotta
Yeah.
speed through the 40 to
Yeah.
get to more
Racing
shitty beer.
towards not-
See, for-
Yeah, that was kind of what happened.
At my age, it would be, I just need to get through this 40.
Right.
I'd rather
I'm
drink.
done
I
after
need to
that.
just make it to age 40.
I'd rather
Right.
drink like 2 22s of like a nice IPA or something.
Oh yeah,
that's
that's
would
the
be
life.
like that. Yeah, that's what I do.
And then
Yeah,
essentially
I mean, that's
that'd be
what
a-
I
a 40
enjoy.
That'd be a
Absolutely.
44 at that point.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean the last 40 I had was definitely Mickey's. I can say
Yeah.
that's the only 40s I would have.
Okay.
Who made that popular? Was it House of Pain? Did they drink Mickey's in one of their videos? I can't remember.
I think their alcohol content made them. They made
Yeah.
themselves popular.
Okay.
And they were pretty cheap too. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, no,
you get a
they're cheap
Mickey's
as
and-
shit,
yeah.
Dude,
Like a $1.50.
do you Mickey's? That reminds me, Joe, of back in the day when we were both living in Simi. and we'd go out. It didn't matter if it was a Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and we would just be like, do
What
you
about
have
Thursday
change? Do you have loose change in your car? Can
Yeah.
we just scrape together a few bucks, and we would drive down Tapo Street to that Circle K?
Yep, I remember
and
that.
get those Mickeys. We
Was
got
it Circle K or was it like it was Thrift Gas or whatever?
Just
it was a weird. It was
one
by
of
the
those
bowling or by the pool
one-off
hall, right?
generic, yeah.
Yeah.
One-off generic gas station thrift marts. And I think we went there specifically because they didn't charge sales tax or something like that. It's like if we had exact change, we knew we were getting 2 Mickeys.
Yeah.
And then
40s?
we would just 40s. And then we'd take them back and we would just either drink them in your room while we played Halo.
Pretty much always playing Halo. Yeah.
Yeah, watching some sort of Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah. To warm up to Halo.
Yes.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
and we'll probably have a small bottle of Captain too.
Good memories.
Yeah.
That was usually a large bottle of Captain. But
You know what I
Or an empty bottle of
It went,
Captain.
it went so fast.
That
I
was
felt
the
like it
morning
was
after.
always too small. Oh, to be 21 again, right?
12
You know what I just
tacos.
learned not too long ago? I forgot why I was looking this up, but did you know malt liquor is just beer?
We've had this discussion,
Yeah,
but I've heard
I've-
some conflicting stories, and I haven't done the actual research.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just higher alcohol content beer.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it may not be made exactly like your run-of-the-mill beer. It may be slightly different, but technically it's just a beer.
Well,
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So
I did not know that.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird because I think there's sort of like a psychological thing going on when you drink a malt liquor, you know. But I mean, you really think
it's
about
definitely
it,
a
Mickey-
higher alcohol.
Like you're more gangster.
you know.
Well, no, I mean, maybe you're just thinking it's like two different things. Because I mean, it never dawned on me. Drinking something like Mickey's, like this pretty much tastes like beer.
Tastes
I mean, I know
like-
it was
well,
beer, but
yeah.
there's definitely, I mean, because of the higher alcohol, by volume. Yeah, I mean, I guess there is something to the terming it that.
Yeah,
I think.
Lots of different marketing ploys
Yeah.
for people to get you to buy their stuff.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but which happens, I'll just assume I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Okay, fair enough.
Move on.
But, okay, I'm
Okay,
just gonna
next-
lie right now.
next
I guess. But isn't Smirnoff Ice and Zima and all that a malt beverage?
That's what they were always marketed as,
Right?
Yeah.
it's a malt beverage. Yes,
Is it? Does that change things?
it's
beer.
I believe so.
That's beer.
I don't think so.
I don't think
it's-
No,
Zima-
that's alcoholic Sprite.
It's
yeah. Zima
beer.
was clear.
Wait,
Did anybody? Did the four of us?
They just
That's like-
dyed it.
that's like-
dyed
have-
beer.
Pepsi Crystal or whatever. It's
It was
not
Crystal Pepsi.
or Crystal
Zima.
Pepsi. Yeah.
And you guys ever had a Zima? Just throw
No,
that out real
that's
quick.
what I was going to ask. Have anybody? Has
I've
anybody in this
had
group-
Zimas.
recently.
No, not recently. Are they still
I don't even know
around?
if they still make
Not in the U.S.
And
Black markets.
I was
think.
probably like 17, 16. I was pretty young, 18.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was to do drop Skittles in your Zima,
Oh God,
and it the
effervesce.
the effervescence. Exactly. Thank you. Would color the Zima.
Oh jeez.
And I don't know. I guess it would flavor it somewhat.
It's like you're drinking alcoholic Kool-Aid at that point.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Taste the
basically.
rain.
Yeah.
I know people will do the same thing with like Smirnoff Ice too.
Yeah,
it's like
probably.
they-
I think it's
modern-
basically the same
modern
exact
equivalent,
thing. Yeah.
I think the I guess the next step up from Skittles was people were putting like Midori shots in it and these
it's not a surprise.
these flavoring liqueurs. That was kind of the next thing. So
Wow.
it's like instead of just Skittles and getting hyper in cavities,
Yeah.
you're like, let's just knock it up.
Get more fucked
let's
up, yeah.
just get wasted in cavities.
Budweiser's doing something right now. They have their Bud Light Lime. It's the Bud Light Lime brand, and then they have Strawberritas.
What?
So this is beer and margarita.
Oh, I thought it was beer and burritos.
Yeah. Strawberrita. So it's strawberry
Strawberry
margarita
burritos.
and beer
Yeah.
in a fucking tall can or a case,
They have-
or
yeah,
a
they
12-pack,
have
whatever.
Regular cans.
So
Oh, man.
Is that more marketed towards the ladies?
I guess.
Huh.
But the weird thing is okay, first of all, it's under the brand of Bud Light Lime. Okay.
Right.
Weird. That has its own like subheading.
Yeah.
I know that beer Ritas became real popular. You know,
Yeah, this must be
mean,
piggybacking on that. I don't think I ever even heard of them.
Beer
Well,
Ritas
Chili's had 'em.
yeah, Chili's had them. But
Still
I
going.
actually
okay,
had them
makes
way
sense.
before Chili's. But that became
So-
like a big thing. So I think it was just that's like a new thing.
Dropping margarita in beer, or I mean, what's the
Beer basically into margarita. Yeah.
Okay,
And it gives it basically like a carbonation.
carbonation. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like any beer, you put beer with like a lime into a beer, it tastes good.
Yeah.
You know, now put it into a big limey alcoholic drink. It's
Sure.
Yeah, it's
actually
fine.
it's tasty. It's not bad.
I'm getting more fucked up,
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Lime,
and
lime
that's
in the
$20.
coconut.
Yeah, and it's
And fork over $20
hey,
for
take it
that
easy,
12
17.
ounces. Is that right?
no, it was that's crazy talk, but
15?
no, it's like
$16.99.
it's like $8.99, but it's a little bottle of beer. It's not like
Yeah.
a full Corona.
No.
Yeah.
it would just
Yeah.
spill over.
Coronitas.
Has a 40.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, this is
Marga-Forty-Ritas.
this is off of Wikipedia.
That's
here.
pretty good. That's
About
the name
malt.
of today.
Hey, Colin's going to drop some knowledge.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is what Wikipedia says about malt liquor. Is a North American term referring to a type of beer with high alcohol content. In legal statutes, the term often includes any alcoholic beverage not lower than 5% alcohol by volume made with malted barley.
Oh, malted. Okay.
All right.
So,
So it just has delicious spices in it.
wait, is all beer made with malted barley, or is
You
that
have
specific?
malted rosemary.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
Is it all malted barley, or is it just regular barley and malted hops?
Maybe there's a combination,
Yeah.
and that I mean, there's so many. It's amazing how many different types of beer there are. That
I
might be a
know.
distinction. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
What does even malting mean?
Yeah, I
If you
don't know.
Malt something.
I don't know.
Is
That
it
would be
some
something
type
worth looking
of,
into.
Yeah,
I
that's
bet you our
interesting.
listeners know.
Probably.
Too bad we don't
They
hear from
have
anyone.
actually, I mean, there's so many great outings that we really could do as the condo. That I wish we would do, but obviously time just doesn't really permit.
Like what? What do you mean?
So they have. I don't know what you would call it. It's like a spot or like a restaurant or like a bar, but you go there and you can brew your own beer. So you follow their guidelines and the process and they take care of some of the bullshit
Well,
stuff.
then you come back 2 months later.
I mean, you
and
come
it's
back
done?
in probably a week or something.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
So and
That quick, huh?
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
It usually takes. I've done the homebrew stuff, and it usually took about 6 weeks.
Yeah, take some time.
Jeez.
Oh well,
My-
I could,
my
well,
cousins
my
did it
timing
too.
could be wrong. I'm not sure. I mean, I only saw a
Probably
report
depends
on
on the beer as well.
Well, that could be true also. Yeah.
Or they just
But-
do a big fat switcheroo. And you think, this is delicious. And they're like, yeah, some dickhead 6 weeks ago made it.
But I've always had an interest. I've always liked beer, obviously. So I've always had an interest in that. And I know a lot of people do home brewing,
Sure,
which is always interesting to me. But I just, don't have.
My cousins do that.
Really?
Yeah, and usually Christmas time we taste them. The funny thing was they were like all that. They were basically like that guy from Men in Black, the Edgar suit. Because the reason I say that is you need sugar to make alcohol.
Right.
So for a while there, they were putting too much sugar. So it's like more sugar,
Oh, jeez.
more sugar. Uh-huh. And so it's like, yeah, this is an apricot brew. And it was like 900% alcohol. Yeah, you open it and like a burst of smoke comes out. And
Jeez.
yeah,
Was it good?
I mean, no,
Turns into a
no.
skull.
They've gone a long
Comes out
ways.
of the top.
They've come a long ways since then. But yeah, I could
They
tell.
like
for a while.
seasonal kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying a lot of stuff. It's gotten better and better. It's they've only done it I think 3 years now. So they usually have their brew, and then my cousin David comes in and he has a bunch of microbrews that we all sip from, and it drives.
That he's done himself.
No, this is from locals.
That stuff that he's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, you guys got to
Yeah.
try this.
But it makes it.
That's
it-
cool.
It makes my mom so uncomfortable to see all the boys like drinking. She's like, oh
Different
boy.
brewing methods.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. What do you call this one? That's our seasonal toilet bowl ale.
Yeah, we brewed it
should've
in.
asked
We brewed it in that
before.
toilet out back.
What do you call it that? Oh, well.
I shouldn't have switched it around so much before I asked.
Yeah,
Brewed it in the toilet bowl.
it's a little grainy.
And why is it blue?
Oh my
Oh.
I call this one 5,000 flushes.
How big of an operation does that take?
It's,
I mean,
it's small, and it's
it?
funny because it's always in bottles that have existing labels on it, and it's like, oh, duels, and I'm like, they're like, it's not a duels.
You know, I actually
it's not Snowflake.
when I was doing my
fools.
when I was doing my my
Pilates?
homebrew,
Oh, sorry.
during Pilates, I was doing my homebrew. It was all through my ex-wife. Her sister had bought me one of those Mr. Beer brewing kits that you can find at like Bevmo. So it comes with that plastic.
It's like Mr. Coffee.
Comes with that plastic small. It looks like a wood barrel,
That's
laying
cool.
on its side, and
Yep.
and so I got onto the website, and they have all these different things that you can order, and I ordered I got so into it that I ordered a box of 12 of those pressure top bottles.
Yeah.
So they're like the little hinged things, and then you put the cork on the
Totally.
top.
Usually
And,
see them at gastropubs, and they have water in them.
Yes, yeah, same thing. And so I got really
it.
into it for a while, and then it got to the point where it just took so long, and I was really
I want beer now.
Yeah,
After
after
that
that whole
6
time, you're
weeks-
just doing beer runs
Well,
while you wait for your beer.
While I wait for the beer that I'm making, I'm just going down to the Sev to get my 6-pack of whatever for
Zima.
instant gratification. Yes,
Malt beverage.
and Skittles.
See, I knew I wasn't the only one.
But for a time I had that, and then I think when I moved out, all that stuff got tossed.
And when the timer went off at that 6-week mark, ding! It was just like gulp, 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 and then it was done,
Yeah,
right?
that-
'Cause
Dude, and that
how
was-
much were you
That
creating?
wasn't that good. I'm gonna go get a different beer.
Fuck! I gotta wait 6 more
Yeah.
fucking weeks.
And that was the other thing too. That I mean, I had a couple really good batches, but it just the getting there was, making sure that the barrel itself was in a cool, somewhat controlled climate that wasn't in direct sunlight. That
It's like you're growing
it's
weed.
just crazy. Yeah, and
Under a black light, had to sing
Yeah.
it some songs.
exactly. Keep it away from the police.
No country. They don't
but,
like it.
But once I finally thought that it was ready for bottling, I'd bottle it all, and then I come home and hey, I'm 3 beers later, and like shoot, I've only got 9, and then another 3 beers, like dang, I've only got 6. It's like you drink 6 weeks worth of waiting in
2 hours.
2 hours,
Fair enough.
and then it's done. You're just like shit.
That must have been pretty fun though. When that when it was done, it was bottled, and you had chilled all day, and you came home, and you're like, "Fuck, that's."
I'm gonna have one of my beers.
Yeah, that's cool.
One of the doctors.
Was that an expensive process?
Doctor's special? No. I mean that whole Mr. Beer kit is essentially the poor man. I mean they take all the guesswork out. It's like a Betty Crocker box cake.
Yeah.
You take out the powder.
Easy.
They give you the
Easy brew.
They give you the yeast. You put in a little sugar. You add like some flavoring agents if you want like strawberry or some kind of a fruit, and then essentially you let it all sit, and as the breakdown of the sugar begins, the process happens and alcohol starts to begin to form. All of the yeast takes control, and then there's this little like bed of I almost like equate it to like silt that sits at the bottom. You don't want to shake it up too much either to get it all cloudy, which I guess
Like an ant farm.
is an unfiltered beer.
Okay.
So when
Like a
you get like a
Hefeweizen?
Hefeweizen or something, that cloudiness is caused because they haven't filtered out that layer of that bed of silt that happens after it's been sitting in the
It's all the yeast droppings.
all the yeast droppings. Yeah.
Gross.
All the yeast shit.
So, I mean, what are some gross fruits you would add to a beer? Like fig? That'd be
Yeah,
pretty gross.
fig.
Or prune?
Prune beer. That's
you say
that's what I went to.
Fig, because they kept talking about figs. In the last
Well, no, I just
podcast.
thought it would be gross in a beer, but yeah,
Wasp.
they did talk about it. Yeah.
Have you seen?
Wasp
have you actually
dropping
looked-
beer?
Have you
Yeah.
actually looked at how that process works?
What,
I was
figs?
interested after
Well,
listening to that
real
podcast.
quick before you keep going. So we listened to this podcast called The Bombcast. Really great. It's about video games. You guys are hilarious. They recently talked about fig Newtons and figs in general. I guess wasps help the whole gestation of these fruit, and oftentimes
really
they die
weird.
in them.
Really?
Well, they
So-
do die in them.
They
It's
do
like
die
not
in
even
'em.
an option.
and so it's wasp bits.
There's bits of wasp.
in
I
each
love
fig-
figs and I love fig Newtons.
I know. They're
They
so
get,
good.
I like figs a lot.
I'm not going to stop eating
The
them.
wasps
Nah,
get
that
like,
doesn't really bother me. I don't
eaten
give a
up
shit
by
about
the fruit during its growth process.
So it gets broken down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not it's not like crunchy wasp bits in your figs.
Right.
You're just
I
getting
mean, they get
stung and
they get
shit.
absorbed and everything by the fruit while it's actually growing.
Well, that brings up an
but
interesting
they're
fact.
tiny too. They're like that big.
Sure.
They're not like
Sure.
Oh,
They're not like your fucking.
Well, it brings up an interesting fact is that you'll never see it on the side of like a nutritional facts label on packaged foods and things like that. But the FDA, whatever the governing body is that regulates the quality of food, they actually have there is a certain amount
Yeah,
of
there's certain
allowable
thresholds.
insect parts that can be in food because it inevitably just gets in there anyway.
Yeah.
And so I think what they're really looking out for is things like, rat feces and stuff like that. But I mean, grasshopper legs. Or
Yeah, but even
spiders,
stuff like levels of arsenic and stuff, like there's trace amounts that there's a certain threshold that they're allowed to be within.
Well, it's all being produced on these, machines that
Yeah,
run
these huge
on
mills.
things like oil and, gas and methane and stuff.
Well, even like Coke, when they store it, I mean, they say that there's rodents that go around and there's like rodent urine and crap on those things all the time.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what makes it good, though.
So like 9 times out of 10 when I'm drinking a Coke, I'll remember that and I'll like wipe the top and I'm like, I did this 9 other times and I just drank rat piss.
Yeah.
I always wash.
I
The
usually
fucking
just
top.
lick the top until it's shiny.
So I've heard stories that in a mill like that, like let's fucking say Nabisco or something, or bread maker or something like that, they have these giant cylinders that are mixing. Yeah, exactly. Mixing all these ingredients. They actually when they start the process, I don't know, at the beginning of the day or the beginning of the week, whatever, after the machines have sat for a while, they have to run them a couple times and clean them, and then they can actually start the process because there's just going to be too much rodent in there.
Wow.
Because inevitably the rodents are going to get into the facility and they're going to find food.
Sure,
So
of
they're going
course.
to be in
Of
those
course.
milling machines, and they're just going to be ground up.
It is inevitable.
So I mean, it's like
that's
one or
okay.
two runs in the trash, and then it's time. Oh, then it's go time.
Then it's
So, like,
saleable.
the third time is still kind of gross. It seems, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's
it's just
really
that-
Yeah,
gross,
it's the process that goes into like this the food making.
And I bet
the
they use
food
that
industry.
for something. I
Yeah.
bet they use that material for like dog food or something. They're like,
yeah. They don't just that doesn't get thrown away. I
Trust
mean,
me,
that's
corporate
money.
America is like Native Americans, so they got to use all the buffalo.
Yeah.
Good point. Absolutely.
Got to maximize profit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Dogs don't give a shit. Scotty
No.
would fucking.
Oh, he gives tons of shits, but different kind. Yeah. He's probably giving.
He doesn't
right now.
mind
No,
eating.
he's dead. So speaking of Scouty and delicious foods,
Yes.
So we got these combat strips for just we put them around the house just to make
Insects?
sure. Yeah. So we got a couple of
Yum.
mosquitoes, but we did find that outside there was some cockroaches. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put some out. Just make sure we don't get any in the house. Summertime gets that way, So we've seen actually one. Put them out. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's get this going. Scout finds it
Oh,
and eats the whole thing.
you're
Oh,
kidding.
no.
What?
Yeah.
Damn. Sounds
So-
dangerous.
So I immediately read. Like, I didn't want to tell Lauren because I'm like, okay, your dog's dead. Like, he's going to start twitching. His eyes are going to, he's going to go
On a
blind.
text message you want to get at work.
Yeah. So, what? So, I read a bunch of forums and, it's kind of like both sides of the street. Like, one person's like, take him to the fucking hospital via helicopter. If you're in an icy area, get on a fucking bobsled. And I'm like, all right. And then other people are like, just make sure he's fine. It's no big deal. And they're like a vet for 20 years. So I'm like, all right, he seems fine, right? So then,
Fucking dogs, man.
oh man. So then
dumb.
Lauren's walking and she finds another one he was able to reach.
Oh,
so he ate
shit.
2 of these bad boys, right? So, well, luckily her sister's a vet, right? So she texts her, she's like, what do I do? And she's an amazing vet. She's a super smart girl, went to Davis, can do everything. She took every class to do everything.
Nice.
Yeah. And so she just rode her horse over and no, I'm kidding. So she just texted her, said, just keep an eye on him. This stuff happens. This is it's mostly like sugar and whatever, tiny bits of the stuff.
To
Yes.
attract the insects, right?
It's not just blasting them with whatever they're using, when you call a guy in and they're just shooting the walls full of fucking
Straight
acid,
poison. Yeah.
flamethrower. It's it takes time. So Well, wait.
By the way, you're gonna die too.
Yeah, I'm probably. Yeah, exactly.
Just from being around that.
Yeah. So, well, he
I
might
don't
be
know.
dead now.
He might be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks so
No, he's
limp.
good. He's
Oh,
good.
okay. All right.
He's good.
You're like, oh,
Yeah, he got one more day.
shouldn't have eaten that.
Crises averted.
When was this? Yesterday? Day before?
No, it was the weekend when we found the second one. And then I told her, I was like, hey, I didn't tell you about the first because I didn't want you to freak out. She's like, what? And I'm like, all right, here it comes.
I didn't tell you about the first 3. But
I know.
Are there any bloody shits?
No.
Any
that's all right.
strange?
He puked once,
Really?
but he pukes anyways. I think he wants to be a male model. So it's a great way to lose a
he
few
needs
pounds.
to watch his figure. Sure.
Yeah.
God.
Well, I don't know. He's a weirdo. He had one shit that looked radioactive recently, so it's probably getting it all out. Yeah.
Gross.
And speaking of which, I mean, can you imagine like just walking on the street and then just going over, shitting, right, just in public, and then looking at someone who goes over and picks it up for you? Every time I do that, I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah.
This is insane.
This is what you've worked 36 years to become.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a home. You're a
Don't
homeowner.
they talk about that in I Love You Man? Is that what it is? Where he has a dog. Isn't it a puggle too?
Yeah, it is.
And it takes a shit on the thing.
Well,
and the
he
guy,
doesn't pick it up.
Yeah, and the guy's like, "Pick up your dog shit, man," or whatever. And he's like, "No." He's like, and he tells the Paul Rudd's character, or whatever. He's like, "Yeah, I can't pick up that shit." He's like, "That. What does that tell you? You know, what message do you think that sends to the dog or whatever?"
It's very true.
Scout's a lot cuter than that dog, though. I think.
Isn't that Anwar Sadat?
Yeah, exactly.
And watch
Yeah.
that.
Oh man, dogs.
It's really funny.
Okay, so to get back to our 40 theme.
Oh wait.
Oh,
I wanted to.
we're going back to Fig Newtons.
No. What's his name in I Love You Man? Not Paul Rudd, the other guy.
Jason Segel.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jason Segel.
Speaking of him,
Nice, Mikey.
I watched Sex Tape last night.
Oh, shit.
How was it?
Mildly funny. Not his best work.
Okay.
Cameron Diaz looks super hot, though.
Yeah, you get to see her backside naked a few times in the movie.
Wow.
Yeah. So that probably
She's
like
in great
bumps it
shape.
up. That probably bumps it up a letter grade or so.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
as far as comedic value, I would say it's in the bottom half for
That's
Seagal.
too bad.
She took kind of a turn for the worst, in my opinion, for a while there. I mean, like
For a while.
Well, I saw
But she
her.
came
Yes.
springing back.
Here's the thing. I recently saw something about Mary again, and I'm like, man, she's smoking in this, and then she's obviously smoking hot in The Mask.
The Mask. Yeah.
The Mask.
That was
She's
like her
like
first movie.
That was her,
Super
that was her
hot.
first
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
But then the recent movies, the what is it? The
Didn't she
other
do one
woman?
called Bad Teacher?
Bad
Yes.
Teacher. She was okay in that. No, what was the other one?
There's a couple where she looked like
other
she was
woman,
strung
right?
out. I thought she was
Yeah.
a drug addict.
Yeah.
Like
She
for
was in
a
Vanilla
bit.
Sky.
Yeah, she looked okay then.
Yeah. Tom Cruise.
Was she in that one?
I don't remember.
Vanilla Sky.
I know Penelope Cruz.
Cruz wasn't she?
Yeah.
She was the
Ooh,
crazy. Yeah,
wow.
she was the crazy girlfriend that drove his car off the
Yeah.
the side of that bridge.
So she was hot in that one, huh?
From what I can remember, I guess.
Well, I was actually
She-
that yes, but I'm more
so-
talking about
So she
sex
looks
tape.
a little
Oh, yeah.
funky in The Counselor. I think
That's
I told
the one I was thinking of. Yes, and
she's-
she's a gross character in that though. So maybe
Yeah.
it's just
her character and herself. Like the body's still pretty smoking, but like the face, like it's that collagen or something in
I
those
don't know
the
what's going
lips
on.
that what these women do. It just whew, God, it looks
Yeah.
fucking freakish.
like
don't-
Night and Day. She was starting to lose it. Is it Night and Day? Was it the one with Tom and Cruise?
Dude, that was like a tragedy. She looked disgusting.
She was not quite there. It was an entertaining movie because Tom Cruise was in it, and so I mean,
No, that was pretty goofy.
I thought it was goofy. I enjoyed it though.
Well, all right.
Speaking of Tom Cruise,
Do you guys think that?
ah
Speaking
shit,
of
I wanted
Tom
to speak
Cruise.
about him, but go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask.
Profess your love for Tom Cruise. again.
Given our conversation, what we're talking about people starting off hot and then like just entering into this drastic downward spiral.
Sure.
For the longest time, Cameron Diaz and Justin Timberlake were an item, and then he left for what's it? Just Sarah.
Palin.
No, it's that girl. It's that girl from that one.
I
show,
know what you're talking about.
Seventh Heaven.
Yes, and she's
the
insanely
older
hot.
sister.
What's her name?
Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel. Thank you. I don't know why I said Sarah.
Oh, Jessica Biel.
But do you think Justin he goes out to a movie or sees like a commercial or a trailer on a
like,
film?
I
and
wanna
he sees
fuck her.
He sees her and he just goes, "Oh man, did I dodge a bullet on that one?"
Oh, yes, with Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, with Cameron
Maybe.
Diaz.
Well, I mean, she's
Oh.
a good bit older than he is.
Yeah,
too,
that's true.
So,
Oh, is
I
she?
mean, it was
Didn't A-Rod go out with her too? Supposedly.
Maybe, yeah, it might have been her, or it might have been Jeter.
I didn't.
Jeter had
One of them, yeah.
Jeter had a pretty long list too.
Yeah. Well,
God, these
professional
guys.
sports
They actually
players.
showed one of those diamond things where they show the defensive positions for all the players on a team in a game, and they did that for Jeter's
Oh, no.
girlfriends or whatever. And all
my
all
God.
the different ladies he was dating at one time, and they
Dang.
Oh, jeez.
fielded a whole team of them.
Jeez.
Unreal. Well, Justin Timberlake, I'm sure he looks at any girl and he just calls his agent and goes, "Hey, order that for me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, It's
I'll
like-
have that tonight.
It's like the
Yes,
Sky
that's
Mall.
next.
It's like the Sky Mall catalog. I'm gonna want some of page 86 when I land, and
Wouldn't that be nice?
different kind of land.
Right,
Hey, heyo.
Well, speaking of Seventh Heaven. No, really, there was some news. Did you guys see the stuff about the guy who played the dad? That
No.
news?
no.
I guess there's. I guess he's going through a divorce or something. I thought he was gay, but I could be wrong.
Be divorcing his dude.
No, he was divorcing a woman. But
okay. That's a
I
dude.
guess during
Bro, I'm out of here. I'm divorcing you.
Chest bump. I'm out.
she secretly recorded one of his therapist sessions or whatever, and I guess during this therapy
Jesus.
session, he
That
admitted.
sounds so illegal.
Yeah,
it probably is.
so illegal.
Wait,
But
but keep going.
what he's admitting to is probably a little worse. Apparently, he's admitting to molesting little girls on several occasions.
What?
Yes, that is what is claimed to have
Wow.
been recorded in
Wow.
these tapes.
Thanks for taking
Jessica
this to
Biel
a very
being
dark,
one of them.
dark place.
Well, that's what they're saying.
That's
They're
his
he worked
trophy.
on a-
That's
he
his
worked-
trophy
He worked on a
molest.
show with little girls
Molest.
for a while.
Oh,
Jeez, man.
Damn.
His sky molest.
Although it doesn't mention any of their names, so I don't know
Fuck.
if any of them are
Well, I'm
involved
sure
in
even if it did, they wouldn't want that
That's
information getting out.
What is wrong with people?
I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't know.
That is weird.
I wonder if he has kids because
I mean, he's the dad of Seventh Heaven. He could probably nail anything. You know? That is.
I don't know.
nail a picture to the wall. No, but seriously, I wonder if somebody like that, knowing that they have kids, that makes it another
Ugh.
whole fucking level because having kids,
like the Sons of Guns guy.
it brings
Oh, did he do something too?
Oh God, I told Mike. I told you about that, right?
that. No, I don't.
Well, hold on, Mike. Finish your
Well,
story.
anyways, my point is that
I wanna hear
having
this.
kids, I don't know. There's just you realize the innocence of children.
Yes.
and,
Oh, yeah.
and you just they're like angels.
Yeah.
It's like they're just so precious, and to think to anybody could harm them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in that way.
Yeah.
You just
I mean,
want them to grow up and be happy and
Not be all fucked up.
have all the armor they need to get out there and be
how
awesome.
Could
Yeah.
you do anything but try to steer them in the right direction?
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
see that. I don't get it.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I swear I told you about the Sons of Guns.
So I got to hear this now
Yeah,
because
please.
I love that show. I used to watch it.
No, he's in jail right now, facing several counts of child molestation, including all three of his daughters
What?
Wow.
and the one that's on the show.
What?
Yeah.
Now, was that a reality TV show about a gun shop owner?
Yes.
Yeah.
Red Jacket,
Were there,
firearms.
were there a couple different shows at the
There were
same
like
time?
two.
Yeah, there's
Is
a few.
Well, now that's the one where there was a guy that also works on at the Red Jacket that was dating his daughter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know oh God.
what?
And I kind of liked that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
He seemed like a cool guy,
What the
well adjusted.
Well, apparently all his daughters have come out since I think the youngest was the one that initially said something, or it was his ex-girlfriend or wife
Wow.
or whatever. And now all the daughters are like, yeah, well, when we were younger, that he molested us too.
That's really disturbing.
So yeah, now he's facing
A
like
father molesting. Oh my God, I can't even. I'm not even
What
speak
is-
those words.
Jeez.
Yeah. I can't even imagine.
Unreal. So how are we going to swing this back around?
Yeah, we definitely.
Speaking of molestation,
Yeah.
Funny story.
Man, I ate this cake like a rapist recently. So let's swing this back. So, back to 40.
Week 40.
Week 40. Where do you want to be when you're 40?
Well,
don't you mean where were you when you were 40 for you guys?
Oh, man.
well, thanks for these
That's
40
fun.
episodes, Colin.
Yeah,
We'll,
it's going to be great. Thank you
we're
for
gonna
guest
kick
starring.
Kick in the ass.
we'll let you know if we're going to pick up your contract for the
have-
next 40.
Yeah, we have this great 40-year-old that's coming in. Sweet guy. Knows what we're talking about.
You know what's funny, by the way, and it actually technically pertains to one of us, and it's not funny, but a similar kind of remark was one of the recent guys' nights. I don't know what the gentleman's name was, but I think you said he worked at the old place of business, and we're playing, right, and maybe he was getting
down to like one.
Maybe he was getting beat up a bit, or I don't know, something where he was getting shot up or something. And he's like, "Come on, guys, these are divorced guys. Let's go." And it was just a blanket label over not Colin, obviously, but I think he was a bigger dude. He was a bigger dude.
He was mad because he was getting beat by a bunch of.
He's like, "Come on, guys, this is a bunch of divorced guys."
What does that have anything to do with anything?
It just sounded like a remark like these are old guys. They've lived their lives. They're now divorced. And I was like, I thought it was funny because I'm like, this motherfucker. These are kids. These really are kids. I don't even think that. I think I talked about it with Joe later, and he wasn't even 21. He was like 19 or 20 or something.
Wow. Probably, yeah.
Wow.
But
now you've narrowed it down to.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly
hopefully
yeah.
he listens. I thought it was funny. I thought it was actually pretty damn hilarious.
I thought you took that from. Well, no, I know who you're talking about. He was saying that because he got it from Goon. Have you ever seen Goon?
Oh no.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Oh, the hockey
It was
movie?
fucking Blake. I know who you're talking about, the big boy.
Yeah, exactly.
He said that because one of the things that he talked about, have you seen Goon?
No.
Oh, it's hilarious. There's
Yeah,
a part
I heard
where he's
it's
like,
really good.
Hey, we're going up against divorced guys.
Okay, well that makes a lot more
so he
sense.
was
I
actually
took it in totally
referencing-
different context.
He was referencing a movie, so
It was all well.
and it made
wasn't-
me laugh. I mean, he obviously lands so many like movie quotes so perfectly. Yeah, Blake's the best. So that's probably why I didn't get pissed. But
No. I mean, it wasn't.
come on, we're
I
getting
just-
beaten by divorce.
Yes. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That is pretty funny.
that actually works well, circling into where I want to be at 40. I want to be divorced.
Hey,
Yeah,
sure.
No, I do want to be married, and I'm hoping by 40 I have hopefully
Little Blake
hopefully a kid.
Griffin's
Kid?
Yeah, a little Blake Griffin.
I hope
maybe.
you do too.
40 or 41. I don't want to be like 80 and then like, hey, have fun at college. You know? 'cause-
Well, you and
You might be
I.
blowing smoke up
Yeah.
somewhere, your own ass, if you're planning on having kids by 80.
No, I'm saying by the time I'm
I
80.
know.
So that means I started at like 62.
Yeah.
And that's
Yikes.
18, or
Yikes.
she's 18.
I think a 62-year-old man can still
college.
father a child.
Yeah, we'll see. If they're
Some.
not shooting blanks, sure. Yeah. But
You're not
yeah.
having the kid. Yeah.
yeah.
I hope
A
could
lot of
still go for a
tests, a
long
lot of
time.
visits to the urologist. Make
Be
this
like-
thing do something.
You are literally spitting one sperm every time you ejaculate.
All right, is he a fighter?
yeah.
All right.
He's gonna be a
Here's the
fucking
thing, Doc.
badass.
Here's the thing, Doc. I need your help. Can you make my dick a meth addict? Let's get that going. I think it will help. I'm not a doctor, but I need you to do
They're
this
very
for me.
fertile.
Yeah, I bet.
I saw this article on WebMD. Says it's totally possible.
I heard
Web MDMA, actually.
oh god, I one of my clients, I was talking to him and he's like, "Yeah, Mike, yeah, you got to move me. I got to get out. I'm getting divorced." And I'm like, "Oh shit, Steve, I'm sorry to hear." He's like, "No. What are you talking about? You don't say sorry
No, you say
to a guy getting divorced. You say congratulations."
Congratulations.
And I was like, fuck. And at that time, I was probably just recently wed.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, this guy's a real dick. What a dick to say something like that.
Horrible human.
And now I think it's hilarious.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's true though because
and in a lot of situations, very applicable.
yeah, when you or the other party that you are being divorced from, when you've reached that stage where you're like, yeah, this is happening, and you're in the thick of it, and then you tell someone in passing, like maybe doesn't know, or someone's like, oh, hey, man, how's the wife? And you're like, actually, we're getting divorced. And everyone's like, the initial reaction is, oh, man, I'm so sorry. And you're like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
this is great.
think-
This is the best thing that
It's
could happen.
bullshit if I
Yeah.
didn't. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
whole point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Louis in one of his more recent stand-ups, Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. Okay.
He has a similar bit.
He has
Did
a
you want to
bit
say
about,
Louis Anderson?
Well, dude,
That's been a while.
he's funny too, but
He
yeah,
was,
I
yes.
guess.
one of his most recent bits from like '95. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Like I said,
Maybe not
back
even
when-
that recent.
Like
Back
I
when
said,
Mike bought his
yeah.
phone.
When YouTube would actually fucking play videos.
Yeah, Louis C.K. has like a bit that's almost exactly like that.
Yeah.
Because like people are always kind of like, oh, you're divorced. You're like, you're 60 or close to 60, however old he is. I think he's upper
he's in his
40s.
40s.
Yeah.
I think he's in his late 40s.
Yeah, but he's like, they're like, it's kind of always the same reaction. They're like, oh man, that's terrible. And he's like, no, he's like, this is the best time of my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like I haven't been this happy in years.
It's funny that we're talking about this because at my old job, when I was going through my divorce, I was really good friends with. He was the manager of the QA team, and I was working real closely with him because he was doing QA for the game that I was producing, and so one day when everything was still really fresh, I come into the office and he's like, "Hey man, what's going on, Mike? How are you doing? How you you just seem like a little down lately." And so I told him, and so of course, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that." So he kept following up, and then as things progressed and everything just kind of finally was over with,
he asked you out.
He came, yeah, right. Like, hey, well, now that you're single. He came up to me one day though, and he was asking me, he's like, "Yeah, so how are things now?" And Aftermath, I was like, "Actually, what? I'm really happy. Things are starting to look up again. I'm doing okay. I've got a good job, got good friends. Awesome.
I'm fucking again."
and he looks. It was way before that started, but he looks at me and he goes, "Well, actually, Mike, between you and me, I got to tell you, man, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't just a tiny bit jealous." I said, "Well, what are you talking about?" Because, dude, this guy had 2 kids.
Sure.
He had a beautiful wife, and he was just owned a home and seen everything.
Swinging it for you a little.
He was awesome. But he didn't
PR
just,
work.
But he didn't just stop there. He explained it. He's like, not that I don't love my wife, but sometimes you're a guy and you see a pretty lady and you take a look, something like that. I'd never act on it, but he's like, you're in the position now. You can date anyone you want. You can do this and do. I'm like, well, I'm not really doing that. It's not what I'm thinking.
Fucking
but dang,
toast for
Colin.
this guy.
First one. Oh,
Colin
you know
was the
what?
first one
I'm catching up.
I'm
Fuck that.
fucking-
to kill the 40.
Dude,
Beer fairy over
I'm
here.
behind, dude. I am nursing this thing.
I expected it to be different. I didn't expect him to be like, you can just nail anything.
No, he didn't say that. He just
Nail
but
a
I mean,
bunch
you
of
know what I mean.
broads.
You know what I mean? You can act on it. But I expected, like, I guess my initial reaction would be like, you can play video games all day in your underwear,
Right.
You
Well,
can-
I think that's also what he was kind of getting at as well, because he was asking, like, what's your schedule with your kids? And I was like, oh, I have them every other weekend now. And so he's like, dude, so you have weekends off? And he was a DJ as well, so we had that in common. So he would come over to my old house sometimes, and we'd spin records, get a little drunk until
Back and forth?
2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah. And
like
Round
Sean
and
of the
round.
Dead.
yeah, wait, we do. It's like a
hold on real quick.
Baby.
Time out. Sorry. Colin, records are these things that they're big, right? And they have music on them.
made of
They look like
vinyl.
laser discs.
There's a-
Wait, no.
There's
Wrong
gr-
direction.
there's grooves.
Typically
You
made of
throw 'em at
vinyl.
zombies,
Okay.
right? Is that what they use
Yes,
for?
yes.
Ken.
It's
One of the many
Do you know what a
uses.
frisbee
Only
is?
the bad ones, though.
It's like a frisbee, but it's like a flash drive with music that's shaped like a frisbee.
You lost me now.
Ah, shit. All right, after the
What's a-
podcast.
yeah, what's a
We-
frisbee?
Yeah, we are full of shit.
What's a frisbee? What's outside activities? Oh boy, kids these days, huh?
Right.
Now we used to play like golf frisbee in my
man.
neighborhood.
You mean frisbee
From-
golf?
Frisbee golf?
Yes.
Golf
Yeah,
frisbee?
same
Is
thing.
it-
That's the name I've heard, yeah.
Is it frisbee,
Frisbee
golf?
golf
Okay,
is
yeah,
what-
whatever.
Right?
Or, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a 40 deep. Give me a break here.
Yeah. All right.
After this, let's go play some ball basket.
Fair enough.
No, but yeah, we used to just set up like a hula hoop on somebody's yard, like in their grass, and we'd like play,
awesome.
like set
That's
up like
cool.
holes. And I actually had like one of the hard rubber like driver like frisbees.
Yeah.
The ones
Yeah,
that
those are awesome. That
Yeah.
go really far.
the ones that you could fucking take off a
Wait,
head with.
the
Big
girl
yard.
that you stole that was crying on the side that you stole the hula hoop from, was that distracting? She's like, please give me back
Yeah,
my
I
hula
know.
hoop.
I think somebody actually
mean, my
hit her in the head with
hoop-hoolie.
a frisbee. So she got knocked out by the frisbee. when
Fair
somebody
enough.
threw it. She's like, my
Only
hula
one.
hoop.
When they were done molesting her, they took them.
Okay. Oh man.
Wah, wah.
You sons of gun.
Hey, is
Get
it?
it?
You
Is
had-
it technically molestation if we're the same age?
Oh, excuse me. That's statutory rape that you
had
performed
to
on that young
bring it
child.
back to
It's not
that.
statutory rape. It was probably
I,
just
consensual.
I think it's still
legitimate rape.
consensual or not.
It was
Underage.
legitimate rape.
Underage, I think it's still
All right.
called
I'm gonna write that
statutory
one down.
But
rape.
if we're both underage,
No, if you're both, that's what I'm saying. I think regardless, if you're both underage, it's still considered statutory rape.
What?
No,
dude.
I just wrote down another possible title name: legitimate rape.
Legitimate rape.
All right, so
Episode 40.
That's a favorite
legitimate
topic
rape.
of
No,
Yeah,
it's not going to
I
happen.
don't
But I
know.
still wrote it down.
that's a favorite topic of Republican congressmen.
Legitimate.
rape.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Wow.
God, why is it a hot topic with them? Are they trying to like just
Because the female body has a way to
Legislate.
shut things down.
Yeah, and
if
they're
you're
gonna-
being legitimately
Yeah,
raped.
and they're going to take away their guns. Come on. Read a newspaper.
They're fucking like Scientologists or something. Some of those fucking Republicans, they are crazy.
some of them are? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go down that wormhole right now.
Yeah, seriously. Wormhole. Yeah, wormholes. Well, let's talk about wormholes.
Well, no. What about the 40? What else does everybody else want to be when they're 40? Do you want to be an astronaut?
Well, that
Yeah, seriously.
yeah. I want to be a professional player in the NBA. And I think I can do it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
We're gonna grow 10
professionals in the
inches.
NBA
Not
want
black
to
enough.
be professionals in the NBA when
Right.
they're 40.
I'll be the guy
Yeah.
at the Staples Center slinging hot dogs.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola here?
Well, when I hit 40, I think I'm gonna buy my midlife crisis Miata, because that's where I think that's the
Maserati.
price. That's the price range is gonna be the
Oh,
Miata.
God.
Yeah, it's gonna be my
Hey.
convertible.
No.
The new Miatas are actually really nice.
Are they really?
Yeah. The new one that's
What?
coming next year is really nice looking.
touche.
Yeah.
What's Mazda, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Mazda, they really hang on.
Zoom zoom.
The Mazda 3,
Yeah.
or the Mazda 6. I always liked the Mazda 6, and then the RA.
They make nice cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They
Lauren
have
has one.
The
a
RX.
She does, yes.
yeah.
RX.
They have a I guess a partnership with Ford or something. They make
Used to.
they don't anymore.
Ford used to own Mazda.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Because they had a
your facts
Ranger.
right, Mike.
Like, I mean, they had a truck that was
Yes.
exactly like the Ranger.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what it was called, but
Like Lauren's Mazda is pretty much like 75% Ford Focus.
Wasn't that the
oh
Aztec?
yeah,
Yeah.
could be.
Was that not the
No,
Aztec?
no, the Aztec. That was a Buick, I think.
No,
That was
Pontiac.
what Walter
That was
White
Pontiac,
drove.
and that thing
Pontiac.
is
Pontiac,
yes.
thank you. Yeah, that's what Walter White drove, and that has a fucking
That's
pop-up
right.
like tent in the back.
That's
Or
right.
like that movie in Orgasmo, he drove the Orgasmo wagon, which was a Buick Century, and it had wooden panels on the side.
Did it?
Really?
Yeah.
That reminds me of
And
that
he
episode
practiced
of
hamster style.
of The Simpsons where Homer Simpson bought the Canyonero. You remember
Oh wait,
that big
was
thing
that?
looked like a Wagoneer, like from real life, but it was called the Canyonero. It was super huge.
Was that anything like
They
what
had a commercial in there as Canyonero.
his
awesome.
brother, his long lost brother, supposedly ran an automobile company, and he had, or no, he put Homer in charge of creating a vehicle. Do you remember that? And it was this
yeah.
this super bullshit vehicle with like
Elevators?
Like, it was all bullshit in its.
An elevator.
Do you remember?
It was all bells and whistles.
Did you-
That's all it was.
did you
remember
see
what
that?
it was called?
I fucking can't remember.
It was called the Ultimate Behemoth.
Is it?
That was the name of
Okay,
that.
so you know what
that
I'm talking
vehicle.
about.
Yeah.
Did
Wow.
you see it because of that article recently? I think it was
No,
a Kotaku.
no, it's because of what he brought up.
or it was like
him.
This
him.
fucking guy is pointing right in his face.
well no I know you look at Kotaku and some of those related sites.
Sometimes read it.
Yeah. Well no, they talked
Just
about
scan it
somebody
and it goes-
actually reproduced that car in real life.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
That was on there.
No,
like
I did not
3
see that
days
article.
ago, yeah.
I did not see
Missed
that
it.
article.
Yeah.
Missed it.
That-
Yeah.
They have some amazing shit on there. I got to say, all that what's it called? Kinja,
Yeah.
brand of sites or whatever is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IO9, Sploid, and
Gizmodo.
Lifehacker.
Gizmodo.
Lifehacker's
Yeah.
awesome. Gizmodo's cool. I read Gizmodo all the time.
You guys ever come across a
Deadspin is
a
a good one.
What's the
Jezebel
automotive one?
article?
I try.
That's
to stay
some
away from
weird
that, but
shit.
It's
Like,
nothing.
just-
But it's nothing but ladies hating on men.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely some
and
feminism
hating
going on there.
wives. Yeah.
The
But
link
there's
thing-
some really obscure
They're
like feminist
really-
stuff, like
Yeah,
there really
sexual,
is.
like
Yeah.
perversion
Yeah.
stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, how the fuck did I navigate here? I guess I saw a sexy picture or something. And I was
Man.
like, click.
That's how they get you, Mike.
Women are men are pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get there?
I don't know.
Oh, you clicked on a link
What'd you
with a
do?
scantily clad woman.
I often browse with my eyes closed. I just like
It's
That's
like
called-
it's like
that's
covering
called
your
time to
eyes
go to
and
bed.
it's like the I'm feeling lucky on
throwing darts
Google.
at a map on the wall. He's just like he's just hitting stuff.
He has
with
a
his finger.
Yeah.
blindfold on. He's training to be the ultimate ninja web browser.
Totally,
The ultimate behemoth.
100%.
Clicking on
Canyonero web
random
browser.
on Reddit. It's like, what comes up? All right.
Speaking of Reddit, I remember one of my friends talking about clicking on a few links, and then he clicked on a link on Reddit, and there was a tiny, tiny picture he got to. And when
I think you've told us
when
this
he
before.
zoomed in, it was child pornography.
What?
And he was freaked out. He was freaked out, like immediately, like closed it, like didn't know why it was on Reddit, like freaked out. And what's weird is we have a friend whose wife, or we should say our friend, it looks for that stuff.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Hergé.
That's her job, is to go find that shit?
Well, it's part of that, yeah. She tries to eliminate it, right?
She's explained to me some of the ins and outs. The company that she works
Okay,
for.
you should use different terms.
yeah, we're not
Okay,
going
fair
to
enough.
say that here. at
The
this-
company that she works for does that. I
Fucking
don't.
kids these days.
The company that she works for does that. I don't know that she's necessarily doing the
Sure.
digging.
No, of course.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's, like, I guess she's affiliated to that
Wow.
type of work.
Yeah, wow.
She's not really penetrating the websites for any.
Right.
Damn, Colin.
Yeah.
You're acting really immature right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You need to grow up. It's not your time. That's not good.
I saw an article on Kotaku about some new virus that involves Reddit. Did you guys see that?
Nope.
I guess
I
it
don't-
was one that targeted Macs, but they like infect you, and then I guess it forces your computer to go to some Reddit page that like instructs. I don't know how the fuck it works. It was like instructing. It was like a giant botnet they were trying to make or whatever.
Huh.
But it involved Reddit somehow, and like it was weird because the title implied that going to Reddit is the way to get the virus, but it
boy.
wasn't that way. It was like you had to get it, and then when you weren't looking your computer, they could hook up your computer, and it would go to a Reddit website that would then have the instructions or whatever, like for your computer, the programming to fucking hook you into the Matrix or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what.
And what would happen?
I think they were just using it as like a botnet for DDoS stuff and shit like that.
Page 86 of the Sky Mall showed up at your door a week later. Here's your order, sir. What?
Wait, what? Yeah, you got
Two-sided
87
dildo,
of these.
What?
No, that's mine, honey. Yeah, I ordered that from Amazon. Yeah, that's mine. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
40 years old. Well, that's 4 years away from
I
me.
know. I was thinking about when I was going to ask this.
that
That's
sounds.
Yeah, I don't like to say
That's
that often.
shitty the way you just said that.
That's
It's-
within a
yeah.
5-year plan for you guys.
yeah.
Well, I
Fucking
would,
Colin in the math. He always hits me with it.
That's within a 4-year plan.
and it sucks.
I don't
'cause
think
it
those are
always,
quite as common.
It always
Yeah.
checks out. We can't argue with it.
Yeah,
He
every
says
time.
it, and we think about it, and we're like, "Fuck, yeah, that's right."
He's right again.
Shit.
Jeez,
Okay.
human calculator. Yeah, 5-year, 4-year plan. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd like to be at the same job that I'm at now. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
Put some more time in. I already have kids, so they'll be there.
But
Just
I don't give a fuck.
hopefully, I still, I'm able to keep them alive. Continue,
That's a great plan.
continue providing for them. Be a good dad. I might be married at that point.
Okay.
I don't know. 4 years. We'll see. I'd like to be a homeowner again. That would be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Get back into that arena.
Well, we're selling our house. You want to buy it?
Well, that depends. I don't know how much can
You're gonna wear Depends when you're 40?
Can I-
Is that what you said?
it's
sorry.
not what I said, but what,
The
if
low
I am-
hanging fruit, Joseph.
Sorry.
If I am, I will.
That was my
own it.
nickname in high
I
school.
will own it. Low hanging fruit.
It's got a pool table. Yeah.
Some
Snap.
sap
It's probably a little out of my
along with
price range,
saggy
though.
balls.
Maybe, yeah.
Might
No,
be.
it's just
maybe.
Might be.
hanging fruit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I hope that I'm still cycling,
Yeah.
surfing, having fun.
Podcasting?
Podcasting would be awesome. Still,
Jeez, what episode would that put us on?
friends with you guys
Like 160?
would be awesome. Yeah, well,
More
you're,
than that.
you're
We'd
the
be
math
in-
guy, Colin. Come on.
Yeah, probably 200.
50,
So,
Yeah,
52,
something.
52 weeks out of the year.
Well,
So
we
We're
haven't
already
hit a
at
year yet.
40, so
We haven't
that would
hit a
be
year yet.
250 something.
Yeah, so we're getting close. Yeah. Man, that's
Crazy.
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
Nerdist is like that 6 something, 5
Yeah, but
something.
they do,
they?
what, 3 a week, 2 a week?
Yeah, they do a lot.
It's a couple of weeks.
They're stupid.
Late 5s,
Super
maybe
stupid.
maybe 6s. But
Are they really that high already?
Yeah,
I was
560, 570, 580,
Yeah,
somewhere
maybe.
there.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
going to take us
Yeah.
6 years. That's our 6-year
We
plan.
just got to get together more often.
Yeah.
Condo Grayskull every night. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Skype it in.
Yeah, yeah.
It could be shorter. The Condo Grayskull,
We
582.
could just split it up.
That was your week. I didn't really do much.
We
All
could
right.
record 10
stay
per night.
nerdy and stay dirty.
They're each 10 minutes long.
Yeah. It's just a recording of us high-fiving and then right back to the music.
Episode 300. We made it.
We need to
Stay nerdy.
We need to
Stay
do that.
dirty.
We need to just do some video outtakes or something like that where we're just doing a bunch of stupid shit.
You know what?
You mean the vidcast?
Put it out there.
This is gonna sound. This might sound silly, but I had an idea, and this falls more on your shoulders, Mike. But I thought it might be kind of fun if we updated our logo a bit for like the season.
Yeah.
Maybe if we threw a pumpkin on there or something, or some. Especially, I was thinking more Christmas, but
Well, just
where
put it
we
over Colin's head. We're
some
replacing
fucking
him.
some. What did they even? Some elf hats or something like.
Like Santa hats.
Santa hats, it's something like that. I thought it'd be kind of funny if you
I have
threw
an
that
app
on there
I could do
and
that
maybe
with.
did like a ring of lights around the logo or something.
You could do that. Sure.
I mean, and
sure.
and really not. I mean, you would make it look amazing, obviously, but the style of like, not shoddiness, but just where it's just pasted on top.
Yeah.
Just because it would add, I think it would be kind of funny.
And we got to make sure Mike
don't make
finishes it by the time the season is still going.
Don't make it look like we intended for that banner to be up. It's like, oh,
It's
we
totally after the fact.
like a 5-minute Photoshop job while
Right,
while I was shaving, kind of a
yeah. I mean,
style.
I don't know. I was looking at it the other day. I maybe posting the last podcast or something, and I thought that I mean, it just for the because there's so much seasonal stuff going on
That's
right
true.
now.
That's very true.
It's like my wife bought the other day. Like we were talking about pumpkin beer a lot, which I'm not a big fan of. But right after we had that conversation, all of a sudden, all this pumpkin-oriented themed shit started showing up at my house.
Yeah.
Pumpkin, and
Pumpkin,
you know what?
like
I'm on board now
filet mignon.
because pumpkin bagels, pumpkin cream cheese, which
Yeah.
was fucking unbelievable. I got to say, it was from
wow,
Trader
okay.
Joe's. Pumpkin cream cheese spread is what it was called.
This shit was
Starbucks is
just
doing
showing
their
up at your house.
pumpkin-
It was just showing up. I don't know where the fuck it was coming from, and I was eating it, and then it was gone. And now there was pumpkin cereal or something. I haven't tried that yet.
pumpkin O's,
In previous
pumpkin flakes.
fall seasons, I've not been on board with this, but I'm totally am now. And I don't know. I thought it was. It kind of made me. It kind of lended itself to that thought.
Pumpkin charms.
That's a yeah. That's. Oh, you could have a
Come
beer
on, kids, let's have a bowl of these pumpkin charms.
Hey, I picked up a 6-pack of this beer at Trader Joe's called Pumpkin Brewster.
Nice.
Oh man.
That is amazing.
There's a title for you, Pumpkin Brewster, because we was talking about beers and pumpkin.
Oh, you
right?
nailed all the
Oh yeah,
fucking
we get it.
points.
We get it. Thanks for explaining
You
it.
just got to figure
You
out.
only have to
It
do that when
fit-
no one laughs.
It fit into those slots so perfectly.
You just got to fit child molestation in there. Somehow.
Yeah.
dear.
If it fits
If
into all the
only.
slots.
If only.
That's terrible.
God.
Well, anyways, guys, let's cheers to episode 40.
Is that an
I
hour?
don't
Is
have
that
any
an
beer
hour
left.
already?
Yeah.
God, I've still got more than a half left.
There you go.
I
Salud.
had a 20.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening,
All
guys.
right, guys. Yeah, 40 episodes.
Now let's bang our dicks together.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not? Why not? So
Stay nerdy, stay dirty.
Yeah, and that's it. So yeah, thank you for the dedication for the last 40 weeks. Continue to tune in for another 40 because we definitely want to continue to do this. Again, please write in with all your questions and comments. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. Or just hit us up on our website, condograyskull.com.
Podcast at condograyskull.com.
Podcast at
Correct.
Is the
condograyskull.com.
email?
Correct.
And we didn't do this earlier, but it is myself, Mike Davis, Joe Frederick,
Oh, we
Colin
did do that
Seymour, Mike
earlier.
McCarl.
We did.
Did we do that?
And you've only drinking half that 40.
Nice.
That's
Give me a
right.
break. I've
You
had
are,
a 20.
you are a lightweight.
Give me a break. I've had a 20.
That's why I only forgot the beginning half. He remembers the second
I'm
half.
driving earlier.
Or later. Who knows? Yeah. You bring the DeLorean again?
But anyway, until next week, all you guys stay nerdy
Stay dirty.
and stay dirty. Woo.
Bingo.
Bye.